You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Good morning, and welcome to the Voice of Charity. I am Phil Zepeda. I'm here in the Master Control Room with Engineer Mike, who's joining me, and my colleague Katie Breedeman, who's in the studio right now, and we are happy to extend a Happy New Year to everyone listening on WNDZ 750 AM in Chicago, and those watching our live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago. So, why am I in the Master Control Room? As we kick off this new year of the Voice of Charity, we want to share with you some recent innovations that we've had around technology, and really detailing the new ways that we're reaching out to our friends and supporters, volunteers, benefactors, in hopes that we can stay better connected with everyone, right? And invite more people, even more people, to learn about the work of Catholic Charities in 2023. It's a very exciting time at Catholic Charities right now. We want to be sure that you're aware of all the different ways that you can stay informed as we continue to witness a message of mercy and hope to a world in need across Cook and Lake counties. Katie?
You're so right, Phil. I extend a Happy New Year to everyone as well. And just say that it's been incredibly rewarding, Phil, to be part of your team as you lead Catholic Charities' efforts to keep all of our constituencies informed and included as we continue to expand our programs and services on the local, regional level, and invite all of our partners across Cook and Lake County to continue their involvement with us and explore new ways of joining with us to help people in need. I'm excited for this opportunity today to share with our audience details of some of our recent communication efforts and the great things, Phil, that you have planned for the department in 2023.
Well, Katie, you joined me in that planning and execution, so I'm grateful, as always, for your help. In this first segment of 3, we're going to take you through the new Catholic Charities website, CatholicCharities.net, which we debuted this past November, and we are excited to give you a glimpse if you haven't been there yet yourselves. So this entire website is built to be client-centric and client-focused, right? While also still attending to the needs and the informational elements that our donors would like and people who are interested in joining Catholic Charities as a volunteer or as a staff member even. So I'm going to give you a brief tour on that over the next few minutes and show you what's in store when you visit us online. So central to Catholic Charities is making sure that it's an avenue for people to recognize if they need help from us, if they need to understand how Catholic Charities can help them, perhaps in a moment of trouble or crisis, that the website is an opportunity for them to do that. Right at the top of the website, you'll see a button that says Need Help Now. If you mouse over that and click on that, that takes you to what we call an overlay menu, which gives you direct access to all the phone numbers and programs around our lead services, many of which are in our immediate access and basic needs area, but it's all the different programs, phone numbers based on location of if you need immediate help and are in crisis now. So our former website had these on the top of the website. These have now been condensed into this overlay menu, but again, we're looking at the analytics that show us if people are engaging with this new overlay and the new site, and all the information is telling us that that people are finding it. And it's not hidden, although it may look that way. The donate button is a floating donate button over here that appears on every page. So it makes the support of Catholic Charities actionable no matter where you are throughout the entire site. Our rotator here right now, this is called a homepage carousel. This photograph and these stories that you see rotating, we try and keep this at no more than 3 stories rotating through this carousel, but it's just meant to give people a glimpse into the stories and the opportunities to engage with us, either as a volunteer, as a donor, or read about the stories and the clients that we're serving in our programs and services. Apart from that, and I'll scroll down a bit here shortly, but the meat of this website appears in these three navigational elements, these bars up at the top. Get help, learn more, and enable our work. Get help identifies all the different programs within Catholic Charities based on our impact areas. You'll see those 4 impact areas are bolded on this particular page: immediate access and basic needs, children, youth, and families, seniors, and housing. Underneath those, you see program groupings. So those aren't necessarily the program names themselves. Those are the groups in which many other client-facing programs rest themselves. So that's a detailed look at all of our programming. And if you clicked on any of these, let's click on food and basic needs. You'll click on that. That will take you to a landing page to show you all the different programs that exist within this program grouping. Food, rent, and utility assistance program, all of our food pantries, our community meals programs, and senior meals programs. Now, I'm not going to take you through all the different program pages, but you'll see just by clicking on Get Help, it does provide you, and you could go back there and click on it again to get that menu. It does provide you access and a glimpse into all the programs and where they play out in Cook and Lake counties. Learn More provides just that, learning more information about Catholic Charities, what we do, why we do it, and an opportunity to listen and engage in the different publications that we create at Catholic Charities. And I'll have an opportunity with Katie to take you through a bit more of those in the show in a bit. And then enabling our work. Where are the opportunities to engage with us? By donating, attending an event, volunteering on a regional mission board, working for us, advocating for a better world, or praying with us. It's that partners in mission part that we're not moving away from, that there's a way to really live out your faith calling and your faith service through Catholic Charities. So that takes us to those particular menus. Just in wrapping up here, I'll show you that there's a little bit more information about who we are and why we do it right on our homepage, which provide more information about learning about us and learning about our history and our founding vision. This is a link for different campaigns. Right now it's showing our year-end appeal from 2022, which is actually still in play throughout January of 2023, and then spotlight boxes. Our opportunity is to do a little bit more in-depth storytelling on our programs and services within Catholic Charities. We always want to make sure that people have a good line of sight to ways to volunteer with us, or to take a job with us and find their next career with us. So you'll always see volunteering and human resources as part of this homepage. So Katie, I want to leave it at that because there's so much to share on this particular show, but we encourage you to all visit CatholicCharities.net yourselves and get a glimpse into this wonderful work. If you have any suggestions for us, comments, whatever, just want to let us know what's going on in your mind as you visit the site, send us an email at communications@CatholicCharities.net.
It's incredibly engaging and inviting and informative, Phil. You've done a phenomenal job getting to the essence of the programs and services and directing people, whether they be clients or any of our constituencies, to the information they need in the quickest and most effective ways possible. So thanks for that great overview.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful and it's exciting. So when we get back from this break right now, we'll take you through some of the other things that Katie and I and other members of the communications department have built to keep people engaged with Catholic Charities and helping us witness a message and hope to a world in need. We'll be back with the Voice of Charity right after this.
Catholic Charities has had the privilege of helping people in need in Cook and Lake County for more than 100 years. We would like to take this opportunity to thank our frontline workers who, despite the unprecedented challenges of the past 2 years, continue to excel at their jobs every day. From the warehouse staff members who pack boxes of nutritious foods for low-income seniors, to the dedicated WIC employees who have remained open for families with children under the age of 5, to our volunteers and restaurant partners who ensure that meals are available for those experiencing hunger, to our service coordinators and our professional counselors who continue their vital work in innovative ways, to our food pantry staff, and to all those who work at Catholic Charities Call Center, finding solutions for every person who reaches out to us for help. Charity is at the heart of all you do, and we salute you.
I am a seminarian.
The Church needs compassionate and well-trained priests to help guide each of us through life.
What inspires me, what draws me always to the priesthood is continue to see priests be a beacon of hope for other people.
You can play a part in the education of these young men as they prepare for a life of service to others.
I want to be that beacon of hope too, and it sets my heart on fire.
To support our seminarians, make your gift at archchicago.org/seminarian fund or call 312-534-7959.
Welcome back to The Voice of Charity. I'm Phil Zepeda, back in the studio with my friend and colleague, Katie Breedeman. We are taking you through some of the communication highlights of 2022 that help us engage with our constituencies, our different audiences, our different stakeholders, the volunteers, people like you that support Catholic Charities throughout the year. We, before the break, we took everybody through the new CatholicCharities.net website. Again, really designed and streamlined to be a better opportunity for people to find opportunities to support Catholic Charities, either as a donor, as a volunteer, as a staff member. So we're excited to get your feedback on that. And again, if you have any thoughts or comments on CatholicCharities.net, please send us an email at communications, plural, communications at CatholicCharities.net. Hey, so I want to talk to next about another piece that we launched back in the fall, which was Spirit Magazine. So hopefully many of you have received this, or if not, please send us also a note at communications at CatholicCharities.net to get on the list to get this. But I want to talk a little bit about what it was and what it is now. So when the pandemic started, we had to pause from publishing this very popular magazine because it was this attention on the frontline staff and those clients and everyone that needed assistance during those initial crazy days. And all of our time and funding had to be spent on ensuring that our growing number of clients were taken care of. But we're delighted to see that this past fall we were able to relaunch it and resume the publication of Spirit and give everyone the opportunity to take a look at this refreshed look. What's very exciting about it is that it's the previous Spirit magazine profiling the people and the clients and the services of Catholic Charities, but done so in a refined way. We're bringing people along in the storytelling and the journeys that's involved in these particular pages. And within Spirit, which is about 20, we're aiming to have this be about 24 pages and produced 3 times a year. The next one will come out in late April and early May. It does look to just not share the stories of our work, but importantly, why we do this work and what are the economic and general circumstances that place clients in these times of crisis or despair, or what their family situation might be like. So it is that opportunity for us to share our witness of messaging a witness or a message of mercy and hope to a world in need within these pages. And it does that. And we look to really heighten it with different levels of photography and color and layout so that the stories are rich and fascinating, but it's not too much. You know, it's a nice 4 or 5 minute read in the pages of these stories to really get a feeling and understanding of who we are and what we do. Katie, I'd love your impressions on the piece.
Yeah, you know, to the point that strikes to me the most, Phil, is that each of our clients' stories is so powerful. The suffering that they're enduring, and then the hope they find at Catholic Charities. Not all outcomes are great, of course, but so many of them are beautifully written and illustrated and described to our constituencies in spirit. And that's our goal, is to help people understand the depth of the suffering, and then the power of Catholic Charities programs and services that can alleviate that suffering and help people onto a path of a happier future.
We really saw the responsibility in the piece of not just sharing the client stories, but talking about the face of poverty in our region and why so many families, hundreds of thousands of families, have found themselves in harm's way, and also understanding tougher concepts like this, the growing wealth disparities and the inequality that we have, not just in Chicago but in our country, and framing it so that it's understandable, and making that compelling, rational case of why we do our work and why we need people to help us in this important mission work. But I'll tell you, it's done so in such a way that it honors the history and the work that we've done for the past 100+ years. It's not throwing out with the old and in with the new. It's done with and presented with a good deal of reverence, recognizing that all the success that we have today is built on the decades of work of volunteers and staff and supporters that have happened since prior to World War I. In Chicago area and back to 1917. So there's great deal of hope and excitement that's built around this, and we're excited again to put out our next one. Our next edition for this will be coming in April, and if you'd like to register for a copy of Spirit Magazine, send us an email at communications@catholiccharities.net, and we will make sure that we add you to that list.
Thank you, Phil. And one of our new communication methods that we started in 2022 is our monthly partner updates. This is a monthly e-blast sent to all Catholic Charities donors and volunteers and friends. We share brief stories about our programs and services and events that have just happened and events that are coming up. We think it's a great way for anyone and everyone involved with Catholic Charities to get a quick update on what's going on each month. There's so many good things happening to benefit our clients in each region, and we talk about parish involvement and the wonderful volunteers who step up, young and old, step up to help us, and also our junior board, and we can't forget our women's club in Lake County. They do phenomenal things as well. So there's no obligation to receive these monthly partner updates, and if, as Phil mentioned before, we'd love to have you join and be part of our work and just get informed each month on all the great things happening at Catholic Charities. Please send us an email at partners@catholiccharities.net, and we'll start adding you to those monthly partner updates.
Yeah, that's great. And Katie coordinates the development of that and does a great job of giving a snapshot, not just what's happened in the past month, but what's ahead for us and what's the call to action for different ways, from everything from attending an event to joining our diaper campaign, diaper collection campaign, whatever it might be. I don't mean to just trivialize our services to events and diaper development, but there's so much in those pieces that we invite you to register and get those updates. We'd be remiss if we didn't recognize the broadcast and print partners that we've had in communications, wonderful partners in Chicago broadcasting and in journalism who've given great coverage to Catholic Charities. Recently, we did some pieces on the celebration of giving. Katie, you want to talk about that?
Absolutely. We were so fortunate to have several media outlets cover our celebration of giving in Cook County and Lake County and air beautiful stories on air that helped us reach our goals of the number of gifts we needed for our clients, as also our print partners as well. So we just want to take this opportunity and say thank you for believing in our work and supporting our work. We can look forward to a continued partnership with you in 2023.
And we saw the Chicago Sun-Times did a number of great pieces on the asylum seekers in a very thoughtful way. We were included in Chicago Tonight on WTTW and some well-informed reporting there too. And again, we can't do this work without you, so we're very grateful.
And so if everyone will please stay with us, we're going to take another break here on the Voice of Charity. And when we return, we're going to continue our look at new approaches to communication in 2023. Please stay tuned. Catholic Charities has had the privilege of helping people in need in Cook and Lake County for more than 100 years. We would like to take this opportunity to thank our frontline workers who, despite the unprecedented challenges of the past 2 years, continue to excel at their jobs every day. From the warehouse staff members who pack boxes of nutritious foods for low-income seniors, to the dedicated WIC employees who have remained open for families with children under the age of 5, to our volunteers and restaurant partners who ensure that meals are available for those experiencing hunger, to our service coordinators and our professional counselors who continue their vital work in innovative ways, to our food pantry staff, and to all those who work at Catholic Charities Call Center, finding solutions for every person who reaches out to us for help. Charity is at the heart of all you do, and we salute you.
Always say, how can you spend your day with 3-year-olds? Seeing the changes that they go through and just the journey and how they grow, this is a very rewarding job. Even though at the end of the day, we're not the highest paid people on earth. And when I have a parent contact me and say, my child loves school, that to me, I'm setting that foundation for their love of learning, because really you are changing lives, you are molding lives.
Shape the next generation of leaders. Teach. Apply today at archchicago.org/schooljobs.
Welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Breedeman here with Phil Zapata in the studio, and we're talking about all of the wonderful ways that we're trying to keep everyone informed and engaged in the work of Catholic Charities in this new year. You know, key to our discussion about all of our communication vehicles is our social media coverage. We invite everyone in our audience to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn at either CC of Chicago or Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Chicago. You can learn so much about what we do through our social media coverage. You can also find out about our 2 upcoming events this winter, Divine Affair on Sunday, February the 5th, and First Look for Charity on Friday, February the 10th. Check us out today.
So, Katie, what would we be without parish bulletins, the often overlooked channel of communication within parishes around Chicago? And we're so grateful for you folks out there. You know who you are, you parish bulletin editors and contributors across the Archdiocese who are helping us share information about our work and services and the e-blasts that we're sending out. We are recognizing that 2022 was the opportunity for us to really heighten our localization of service, and that begins with parishes in so many ways. We're going to be growing this even more in 2023 and ask our regional mission boards within Catholic Charities to continue to help us as they expand, and we have the opportunity to share more success stories and client stories. So thank you to our friends in every parish that are picking up that Catholic Charities message and helping it get it to their audiences and their parishioners as well. So thank you.
You're so right, Phil. That parish connection is so vital to the work of Catholic Charities. And I echo what Phil said and thank all of our parish editors and our pastors who support our work in your local parish faith communities. I'd also just like to say for anyone who'd like to see a summary of all that we did in fiscal year 2022, our annual report can be found at our website, CatholicCharities.net. Or if you'd like a hard copy, just email us at communications, plural, at CatholicCharities.net, and we'll be happy to put a copy in the mail to you. Our president and our CEO, Sally Blount, presents her vision for Catholic Charities in this annual report, and she offers it in a very inspiring way that not only honors our history, but also presents a very exciting future for our organization. She really is a visionary thinker, and we're lucky to have her leading our organization now and planning carefully for its future all at the same time.
And it does, much like Spirit does, it gives that snapshot of bringing people along on the understanding of why we do our work. It shows in some maps that you can see, and we carry these around in a lot of our publications, these maps. It shows where our services are located, where our operations are, and then where our clients are and where poverty is. And you can directly see that our services are embedded in the communities of greatest need. So we urge you to take a look at that. If we can send you a hard copy, or as Katie mentioned, it's also on CatholicCharities.net under Learn More. It's also, you can find it under our financials and general information. So as we refresh a number of our external communications efforts, we're also looking internally as well too. And Katie and I have wonderful colleagues, Ann Grelecki, who is our Chief of Staff and Senior Director of Internal Communications, and Ed Leiser, who's our Internal Communications Manager, both who are friends of the show here. They've started some great internal communications initiatives, and two regular employee e-blasts every Friday, employee monthly gatherings, either online or in person, to foster that fellowship of our colleagues, employee monthly prayer services. All have helped galvanize our 1,200 plus employees and make them feel more connected and more united in serving our clients. It's just remarkable. They've been remarkable in putting forward new initiatives that will continue now and well into the future. So Ed and Ann, thank you so much, and we welcome their continued creativity.
They surely do a wonderful job, Phil. Before we run out of time, we just want to give a reminder, the two other communication methods that we have here at Catholic Charity are Teenager News. This is a publication that's 55 years old now. It's my great honor to be editor of this paper. It goes out 6 times a year, and if anybody is interested, it's specifically designed for those 55 and older, and we've got a wonderful combination of news and information, but also some fun reading for seniors. And so please, if you're interested, send us an email at teenager@CatholicCharities.net, and we're happy to send you this free publication, either in the mail or via an e-blast every single month. That actually is the best way, because we can save Catholic Charities money by just getting it in your email, in your inbox. And then finally, of course, we've got here the Voice of Charity show. That's every Tuesday morning at 8:30, and we try to invite different program managers and vice presidents and really anybody who's engaged in our work, donors, volunteers. We're so honored to share the stories of Catholic Charities here on the show, and we invite you to tune in weekly at 8:30 on Tuesday mornings on WNDZ 750 AM, and then we also have a simultaneous live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago, which is the account for the Archdiocese of Chicago. And we're so grateful to everyone here at the Archdiocese who helps promote our work through this broadcast.
So as we said at the top of the show, and we say through all our shows, our mission at Catholic Charities is to witness a message of mercy and hope to a world very much in need. We're continuing that same mission that was started in Chicago more than 105 years ago, and thank everyone who has joined us in this vital work. We want your opinions. We want your feedback. We want your praise. Send us notes at communications@CatholicCharities.net, or partners@CatholicCharities.net, or teenager@CatholicCharities.net. Stay in touch with us and let us know your questions or comments.
And we invite all of you back again next week for another edition of The Voice of Charity. For now, this is Katie Brudeman with Phil Cepeda. We wish you a happy new year, and we thank you for tuning in and believing in the mission of Catholic Charities.